The Islamic State of Iraq and al-Sham, ISIS, have uploaded videos of their massacres, executions, even crucifixions, completely unconcerned, it seems, by international condemnation. But members of ISIS do care about being described as Khawarij. The Islamic word, considered by many a term of abuse, denotes those considered heretics because of the severity of their extremism. The parallel's been drawn between those early sectarians and ISIS, and it's a theological debate dividing jihadists in Syria and Iraq. In a moment, an exclusive interview with a British man fighting in Syria, but first a brief explanation of what Khawarij means.
During the last days, there will appear some young, foolish people who will say the best words, but their faith will not go beyond their throats. They will leave their religion as an arrow goes out of its prey. So wherever you find them, kill them.
These words, attributed to the Prophet Muhammad, were said to prophesy the first group of extremists in Islam, the Khawarij, whose name means those who leave. They emerged in southern Iraq in the 7th century. In the years following Muhammad's death, battle raged between his son-in-law Ali and Muawiyah, governor of Syria, over who should lead the Muslims. Peace negotiations were started between the two as to which of them it should be. This angered some of Ali's supporters, who believed God, not man, must choose the caliph, and this group, the Khawarij, broke away. Furious with Ali for agreeing to negotiations, and Muawiyah for trying to usurp his title. They were famed for their religious fervour, but also their brutality, massacring Muslims who disagreed with their interpretation of Islam, including Ali. The original Khawarij were eventually defeated, and they're considered heretics, but their legacy still resonates. The term is now used to describe groups considered too extreme. The Algerian Islamist group GIA, who in the 1990s carried out a campaign of civilian massacres, is widely considered to have become modern-day Khawarij. Al-Qaeda's opponents have also accused them of being Khawarij, claims they refute. In turn, even some Al-Qaeda members in Syria have accused the Islamic State of Iraq and al-Sham, known as ISIS, of being Khawarij and disavowed them. ISIS members vehemently deny being Khawarij, while the group continues its march towards southern Iraq, the birthplace of Islam's first extremists.
Well, we've interviewed a British man from Brighton fighting in Syria. Amir Degay has travelled to Syria with his two younger brothers, one of whom was killed 3 months ago. He's not part of ISIS, but has been fighting alongside the Al-Qaeda-affiliated Jabhat al-Nusra and the more moderate Islamist group Ara al-Sham. Senior figures in these groups have criticised ISIS and their activities. It illustrates the divisions between fighters in Syria. We sent him questions and he videoed his replies.
Knowing the example of Khawarij from back in the day and learning about the Khawarij, knowing of the Khawarij is important for modern day. Not only so you can look at yourself just in case you have any attributes of Khawarij and you fix it, also because Khawarij are the enemies of Islam and they're the sharpest sword to the Mujahideen and to Islam itself. That's why it's important to know about them. And also, just so you don't fall into calling those who are not Khawarij as Khawarij. I've witnessed other people who have qualities of Khawarij, some of them minor qualities, some of them major. You could say they were in the ranks of ISIS, but alhamdulillah, ISIS is actually dealing with them where they would prison them, whoever they find have such qualities, or they would deal with them according to the level of danger. So they would even educate those who just have misconception. But also in Syria, it's almost like the same experience as what happened in Algeria, where the enemies of Jihad and Islam, they used the Khawarij and they let them enter in with the Mujahideen, where it would ruin their reputation and their actions. All this was used by the Algerian intelligence and the French intelligence to ruin the Jihad in Algeria. And they succeeded. But I very much doubt they would succeed in Sham, inshallah. For those who say Al-Qaeda are Khawarij, I mean, what evidence do they have against Al-Qaeda? Al-Qaeda is considered as the Muslim defense force. As you can see anywhere in the world where there's a conflict or an attack against Muslims or Islam, Qaeda is there to do its duty and protect Islam and Muslims. I heard people say that Qaeda Khawarij recently because they go against the leaders of Islam, such as, for example, in Saudi, in Yemen. Most of the leaders of so-called Muslim countries or so-called Muslim leaders, they ally with the kuffar against the Muslimin. Why wouldn't an able Muslim go to Syria where he sees the Muslims are being collated against by Russia, by Korea, by Iran, by the Shias of Iraq, and some Serbs, along with the Ba'ath of Bashar and other people with that mentality, they united against the Muslims here, and they kill them just because they are Muslim. So the question is, why would an able Muslim go and do his duty, which is fardain, to protect Islam, to protect the Muslims? When someone goes back to the West, I don't even think he'll be a threat because many people I came across, they don't see the benefit in attacking the West, but it will be a harm for the effort in Syria. If someone who was in Syria and he goes back to the West and there's an attack, that would probably be people who would want to come here. And also, I would politically disagree with an attack on the West because a lot of people are against, from the West, who are Westerns, are against the war on Islam. And I've been around these people and I know what they're like, so it wouldn't be right to attack them. For those who think that foreign fighters are terrorists, I'm not going to sit here and debate with you or ask you not to call me a terrorist or debate with you that I'm not a terrorist, because really I couldn't care less. But what I would care about is if the Muslims themselves think I am a terrorist, if they have a valid reason, then I would check myself, of course. But inshallah, we need to try and be people who don't fear the blame of the blameless, and we shouldn't be harmed by those who betray us.